Hey guys, R4GE VipeRzZ here, and welcome back to episode 5 of my Python 3 series. So in this episode, we're going to be going over while loops. So basically what a while loop does is it will just keep running the code that's inside of it until the statement is false. So if the statement is true, it will just keep running the code over and over again. Now before we can create our while loop, we're first going to set up a few variables that we're going to use in the while loop. So the first variable we're going to set up is a count variable. So we're just going to type count equals, and then we're going to set it equal to true. Now, as we've set this count variable equal to true, this count variable is now a Boolean variable, because a Boolean variable is a variable that stores either true or false. So now we set up our count variable, we're now just going to create another variable called number, and we're going to set that equal to 0. Now, you don't need either of these variables if you want to use a while loop. This is just for demonstration purposes, and hopefully by the end of the video you'll understand why I've used them. So now we've set up our variables, we can now come down 2 lines, and we can now create our while loop. So to create a while loop, you just want to type while, and then space, and then the condition that you want to test. So we're going to test if the count variable is equal to true, and then we're going to end the condition with a colon to tell Python that's where the while loop ends. So this while loop is just going to keep running the code that's inside of it whilst the count variable equals true. Then once the count variable doesn't equal true, it will then stop running the code that's inside of it. So let's press space and let's start writing the code that we want to run whilst the count variable is true. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to increase the number in the number variable by 1. So to do this, we're just going to say number equals number plus 1. So that will just increase the number in the number variable by 1 each time that the while loop runs this line of code. And then we will print the number to the screen just so you can see what is being stored in the number variable. And then we will come down a few more lines and we will get rid of the indent here. And I'm just going to type print, and then we're just going to type finish. So now if we ran the code at the minute, we would get stuck in an infinite loop, and that's because the count variable at no point changes from true to false. So then this will just keep running forever. So if I save this and I run it, as you can see, it just keeps increasing the number by 1, and this will never end. Also, as you can see, it doesn't run this code here. That's because once Python reaches this while loop here, it will just keep running the code inside of it until the condition is false. Then once the condition is false, it will then move on to the rest of the code. So I'm going to have to kill this program because it will never end, because we have not made the count variable change. So yes, we will kill it. And now we're going to add an if inside of our while statement. So we're just going to come down 2 lines and we're going to create our if. So if, and then we're going to say if the number in the number variable equals 100, then we're going to change the value in the count variable from true to false. So count equals false. So now what will happen is this while loop will run, and it will keep increasing the number in the number variable by 1 each time it runs, and I meant to 100. And then once the number in the number variable gets to 100, this if will change what is stored in the count variable from true to false, and then that will cause this condition to be false because false is not equal to true. So then it will drop out of this while loop and it should run this code here. So now if we save this and we run it, as you can see, it goes up to 100 and then it prints finish to the screen. So guys, that's going to be it for this episode. If you liked it, don't forget to hit the like button. If you disliked it, hit the dislike button. Subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you another time. Bye.